Hello, everybody. I'm Yolanda,
And I'm Katrina. We coming
straight from
from
the
the
streets.
streets. Um,
Today's show is a little bit special for us, kind of deep home. One of our members is suffering from racism, amongst other things. So let's get started.
harassment, injustice, and this is why we do these podcasts because we want you to hear it straight from them, straight from the streets, straight from the heart. So today we have who, Yolanda?
Marissa.
Marissa, welcome to Straight from the Street podcast. And Yolanda, do you have something you would like to ask her?
Well, let's just get started. What happened?
Why are you here?
Well, hey y'all. First of all, thanks for having me. This is cool. I like this. This is a nice couple. So, shit, what happened? It popped off in the streets. That's what happened. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm gonna try to summarize it so I don't have to go through a whole 2 years worth of nonsense. But yes, this has been going on for 2 years from a white family in the town of Modena, New York. For those that don't know that, that is about 10 minutes from New Paltz. If you don't know where New Paltz is, that's half hour from Newburgh, New York. And I know everyone in the United States know what Newburgh, New York is. So
Talk about it.
I am 25 minutes away from the Big Bird. So yes. So yeah, while some people like to say, "Oh, it's a very red district, it's a very Republican area," it's still a melting pot in Modena. The town is a migrant town. It was built first upon Jamaicans that came to harvest the apples and the corn and everything, and then the Mexicans and the Spanish came into town. So it's been mostly, because we're not minorities no more, we're majorities. It's been mostly black
Come on,
and brown
talk about it.
indigenous people of color probably since its inception. So let me get that straight first, that whoever wants to claim, "Oh, you don't belong in this town," oh, trust me, hunty, we made this town.
Talk about it, because I lived in New Paltz on farm, and my husband at that time was a farm worker. So yes, we helped to build that up. Come on now.
Yes, that's the
We
truth.
belong.
100% the truth. Right. So that's the first thing. Ain't nobody gonna tell anybody in Ulster County that we don't belong here when our ancestors, our family, our grandfathers and grandmothers built this county. So stop the nonsense. So moving forward. So this all started actually with my daughter and another girl, we're dating, and they ended up breaking up. And that's how this whole thing started. Two teenagers. All of a sudden, the rift between two teenagers turned into an entire family harassing me, the mother. Now, I
Wow.
will say this. I just met the father, the mother, and the son. I just met them for the first time last week when they were in my face assaulting me. And these people for 2 years have been harassing me, calling me names, busting up my property, coming to my house in the middle of the night. So yeah, it's been quite the ride dealing with some people that you've never met, but tell you that you don't belong and they can't stand you. Make it make sense.
Well, hold on. Just a quick question. You said these people have been harassing you for 2 years, and your child and their child was dating. That's what you said?
Yep, they were dating.
And they harassed you because your child was dating their child, and then
They
it got worse after they broke up?
they harassed me because their child broke up with my child, and my child said, "No, it's finally over," blocked her. So since then, it's been, "Oh, well, let's harass the mom."
Oh. Wow. So a 2 year situation of harassment because of a breakup, and then it becomes physical.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. I knew you was going through something, but I didn't know all the details. That's why it's important for us to get you on this show so your story could be heard. And I'm
Yes.
grateful for Yolanda for this. But again, yeah, finish your story, because how do you become assaulted because your child is okay with a breakup?
So I always tell people that part of the story just so they get a background. Because when I tell people the full story, they wonder, like, well, why are they acting this way? Why you? Why this? And I have to tell them, well, that's how we are associated with this family simply because of a breakup. Now, people break up every day. So, especially if you break up with somebody and you turn around and start harassing them, there's something a little mentally ill about that. But let me also give this background. The fact that this family has also harassed other Black and brown people of the town, including a girl that my daughter knows whose mother just recently passed away from cancer. They were harassing her too and threatening to come to her house, threatening to do the same thing, assault her and bust up her property while the woman was inside sick with cancer. They've done this to friends of the other children because this woman, the mother, who I call unofficially the matriarch, she is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all harassment. So not only is she harassing me, but she has harassed, like I said, this other girl, her poor family that's been suffering this death. Also other people in the town, other Black and brown families, other white families. They just terrorize whoever they can find just for the sake of terrorizing people. But specifically for Black and brown people, they like to note the typical stereotypes. You're poor, you're on food stamps, you're a monkey, you're an ape. This mother has posted recently, just a couple days ago, calling me Shrek, making fun of my dreads, making fun of my face and my hair. And what's even more insulting is that, to insult a Jamaican with dreads or locks, anything like that, you're insulting their entire spirituality, their entire background, their entire ancestry. So it's not just about being racist and ha ha ha, making fun of you, but now you are literally going after somebody's lineage, their bloodline. So they have absolutely no filter when it comes to disrespecting other human beings. So when I say harassment and things, I'm talking about literal coming to my house in the middle of the night, driving by. I have video of them driving by with their windows rolled down, screaming the N-word online, Facebook, social media, dumb N-word this and stupid Black bee, monkey, you're broke, food stamp card, all this other stuff. You don't got
Can I ask a question? Because I'm confused as to why you keep protecting these people. You keep saying this mother, this woman, this matriarch. I don't feel like they should be protected. I feel like they have enough protection wherever they at if they're doing all of this and ain't nothing happening. Like, what are the police doing if they're harassing one citizen after another? Like, this is not making sense to me. And I would like to know who's doing it.
Well, I'd be glad to. So the mother, her name is Alexis Lazaro. Her husband, Ricky Banker, was the one that assaulted me just last week. Her son, Dylan Lazaro, who is also an adult, who assaulted me last week. And then the daughter, Paige, is the one that was dating my daughter. And then everybody in between. There's a couple of minor children who I feel terrible for because they're stuck in a family of just bigots. And then there are associates and friends and grandmothers. Yes, the grandmother called me one day and told me she had I'm not going to say the N-word, but she had an N-word beater for me and my family. The grandmother.
Wow.
Now, mind you, I never met this woman. I don't know how she got my phone number, but when she called me and told me she had an N-word beater for me, the mother, Lexi, all she could do was say, "Oh, well, you chased my daughter with the bat." You're damn fucking right I chased her because you were on my lawn with your truck at midnight pounding on my door. So hell yes. When the state police tell me, "Ma'am, nothing we can do until they're inside your house, but if you tell them to leave and they choose not to leave, that's trespassing." That's exactly what I did. I said, "You are on my property. I need you to leave." I said it 3 times. She refused to leave. She just sat on my lawn with her phone recording me on my driveway at my house.
At your house, where you live.
At my house on my property with her phone recording me refusing to leave, and then turn around and tells me, "If you ever," the mother, the grandmother, "if you ever chase my granddaughter again, I have a bleep beater for you." Well, excuse me,
we're
ma'am.
dealing with Karens here.
Yeah,
we're dealing with complete Karens.
Exactly. I never met this woman. And I'm trying to explain to her, "Ma'am, your daughter, your granddaughter, and your son-in-law were on my lawn at midnight
and then
refused to leave."
The men of the family are assaulting you, not even the women.
Right.
So that makes it worse.
Yes.
Makes
And
it
that's the
worse.
thing. The first time I met these men face to face was while they were assaulting me. So what does that say? What part of mental illness is it that you hear so much bullshit? You don't verify if it's true. You don't meet these people. You don't have any record or any proof of me coming to you, because I've never been to their house. I don't even know where they live. I've never been on their property. I've never assaulted their people. I've never touched them. I've never do an egg at them. I've never given them the finger, nothing. They have nothing. No video of me doing anything. But yet,
Outside of the video on your property.
right, that's the only video she has of me defending my property.
Wow.
So, yeah, so as the father, a grown man, 6'2" or 3, I ask him, how do you just sit there, listen to these crazy people come to you, talk all these fake stories? You have no proof, and yet you put yourself in an assault situation where you just go after any black woman you see in the parking lot in the middle of the day with your
I
minor
don't mean to
children in the back
interrupt.
seat.
I don't mean to interrupt, but what did the police say?
Well, about the N-word, did you know, according to the Plattekill police, that screaming the N-word at somebody is freedom of speech? Did you know that to the New York State Police, that when somebody is on your property threatening you, oh, it's not a crime until they're inside?
And you're
Did
dead.
you know that when so here's an incident. My daughter was getting
But
off
wait,
the
no. What we're trying to figure out is when you were assaulted by these people, physically assaulted, what did the police do then?
Well, at the scene, when I kept saying that man, Ricky, punched me in the back of the head because that's what happened. Oh, no, he's saying that he just smacked your phone out of your hand. And that's the story they went with. And that's it. He was not charged with punching me in the back of the head. He was charged with smacking a phone. That was it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So ain't no activists over there?
Yeah. There ain't nobody over there that can
Ain't no activists over there?
Me, you're looking at her.
the
You're
only
talking to her.
one. So,
Down there, you're talking to her. So let me tell you this. So I asked my daughter, I said, okay, so she's telling me all these stories about how they've terrorized other families, like literal stories about how they've run other people out of town, they've stolen money from people, they've burned things and broken car windows, they shot up across the street from where my road is, they shot up another woman's windows with a BB gun. So yeah, they have weapons and all types of things. So they're shooting out windows of other people in town. And I'm telling my daughter, I said, well, why isn't anyone calling the police, filing charges? And some of them do. And the police don't do anything about it. And then the other ones are scared. They're terrified because this family, what they do is once they see that they're getting to you, they will just pound the pavement. They're online making up stuff. They're calling people's jobs. They're just terrorizing people. And they've been doing it since this woman, Alexis, has been in high school. How I know that? Because some of the chicks that have gone to high school with her that still live in that town, when I tell them what's going on with me, they say, we're not surprised. She's been doing this since she's been in school.
Wow. So this is a white family?
Yes.
Do they have some kind of standing in New Paltz or Modena or something? Like, are they prominent people that the police?
Why don't you just say it rich?
No, because you don't have to be rich. You know,
No, not even that.
right?
Not
Like,
even rich.
what are they? Are they connected? Are they who? What kind of power do these people possess that they can terrorize towns and nothing happens to them?
The only power they have is manipulation, and I'll explain that. Because they're not rich, because where they live, they're renting. She does not work. The father does construction. The son just graduated high school, doing nothing with his life. His girlfriend, while she's terrorizing me, 19 years old, she's terrorizing me, 41 years old, calling me a bunch of names. Instead of going to school, doing something with her life, having a job, she's online all day, making stuff up about me. The other friend, I call him the house pet because he's just the poor rich kid, or the poor kid that they buy him stuff to get him to do crimes. So while they're at my house breaking my car windows, this kid is following them because they buy him food and clothes and stuff. So I call him the house pet. Same thing, not going to school, not working. These people are just sitting around all day long, have all this time to drive around, bust out windows, up all night on Facebook. The mother is actually threatened. There's a recorded phone call of the mother and the father on the phone with two 15-year-olds threatening them, calling them the N-word, saying they're going to come over there, beat their bleep, blah, blah, blah.
I wish we could get them recordings because we were sure enough put them on blast, like with no problem, because something has to be done. And we don't want to do it the wrong way. We got to do it the right way because
Exactly.
at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, they really don't know.
And that's the thing, because like that town seems to think it's all fun and games. Like, oh, it's just freedom of speech. When they tried to jump my daughter when she got off the bus, yes, the mother, the grandmother, and the daughter tried to jump my 15-year-old when she got off the school bus. The mother, the same grandmother that said she had an N-word beater. When I was face to face with her, I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, but you said you had an N-word beater for me. Well, here's the N-word. Where's your beater?" And she looked at me and said, "Oh, I didn't say that." I said, "But Hunty, I got you on video saying it. So what are you talking about?" So here's the thing. When you confront them with their stuff, they're terrified, because I've been face to face with the mother twice so far.
So maybe we
her,
need to,
and she's terrified.
come and rally in your little town
Yes.
about this family. Maybe we need to reach out to other families that they have terrorized and tormented and harassed. And maybe we need to stand up for y'all. Maybe we need to come together.
Fear is embarrassment. Their fear is not the police. Their fear is not prosecution. Their fear is not lawsuits, because they've gone through all that stuff. They don't care about that. They don't get consequences for what happens to them, and they know that, and they're emboldened. They care about embarrassment, because when I post video proof of what they do, prime example, the car driving past my house screaming the N-word, that was her. That was her truck. When I post things like that, she gets all up in arms and she gets all terrified, because now people know what she's doing. There's proof of what she's doing. It's not just hearsay. So that's her biggest kryptonite, is embarrassment.
Well, this is going to embarrass her too. That's why I wanted you to say the name, because this is going out there on social media, because the truth needs to be told about the injustice with the police department, because you're not getting any help. You're being attacked. I mean, I know that has to affect with your sleep. And if that's affecting your sleep, then it affects your work, because it's a domino effect. So
my entire life has been affected. I worked for the state of New York for 13 years. I am a pretty seasoned union advocate. So what they like to do is distract my daughter, which distracts me, by saying things like, "Oh, you're poor, you don't have a job, you're broke, where's your food stamp card?" Honey, I wish I was on food stamps, man. I've had more job history than this chick ever has. So it's things like that where she tries to manipulate and fuck with your mind to the point where you can't concentrate. But when I come into work and I'm dealing with individuals that need my attention, they need my focus, they need my strength, or when I'm dealing with a staff that's being bullied and they need the union strength and the union's advocacy, I'm so busy being occupied with how do I make sure that I'm home safe running from them, while I'm trying to navigate an actual productive life. Because these are people that don't have any time on their hands. They just do what they can be up all night smashing all types of windows. They like to take money from me, meaning my Pathfinder, they broke all the windows out of that, and it's just been sitting there. So now, instead of me just being able to insure it and drive it to work like I'm supposed to, now I have to pay more money to get it fixed. My cell phone, when they were smacking the shit out of me in the parking lot of Dollar General, my phone hit the ground 6 times. Count them, 6 times on video. I have to buy a whole new phone now. And they want to go online and say, ha ha ha, she's broke, she can't afford stuff. I can't afford stuff because you take my things and break them. I don't even know who you are. But yet you are coming to my house, coming to my life every single chance you get, and taking from me, breaking my stuff, stealing my stuff, and then turn around and make fun of me because I'm broke, because I don't have stuff. Well, I don't have stuff because you are destroying it. So
Well, let's get a rally together. Let's do something.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I've spoken to Hawk Newsom. I don't know if you guys know who he is. Down in the city, big Black Lives Matter advocate, and he's on standby. He said, when your people get it together, let's do this thing. I want big numbers and nothing violent, nothing disturbing the peace. We can literally stand right there on 32 with signs and let the public know. Listen, this is a place that full of racists that aren't being dealt with, and then that will get people to act. And I know that's effective. Why? Because the police told me it was because of all the calls from Ulster County that they received, the DA's office, Human Rights Commission. Wasn't if it wasn't because of all those calls, they wouldn't be making an arrest.
Oh, so they made an arrest because of the assault?
They made an arrest because a bunch of people called them and told them to make an arrest. But otherwise, I would have been on my own.
Wow.
Actually, for a whole week before they decided to actually arrest somebody. Mind you, I had a witness that drove by and watched this man punch me in the back of my head.
Wow.
What else can we do, Marisa?
I want to rally the people. That's where I'm at right now. I want to rally the people. This town does not deserve this type of treatment from these people. And the more stories I'm hearing from other children, because I don't call myself a community mom, but the kids like to hang out at my house. We feed them and we make sure that everyone's safe and just doing what they're supposed to be doing. So they talk to me, they confide in me because their parents are around, especially Lexi's daughter, Paige, who's I've had to babysit plenty of times. So it's a little betraying to have a kid that you've had to listen to and wipe away her tears because her mom was yelling at her and now all of a sudden turns on you and calls you the N-word. It's a little disturbing, but whatever, I'll get over it. But the main thing is I want to get people out there to show them that I have support, that I'm not by myself, because they think it's funny that every time they've confronted me, I've been alone to their 9 white people. It's not fair that every single time they try to corner me and follow me, yes, I'm alone because I'm minding my business, but they seem to think that nobody cares about me and my life is not worth living.
That ain't true.
That's not true, and they're gonna find out. So, like, I don't know. I know we can contact Wednesday's Walks for Black Lives. I know that Mama Ann would be on top of that. You already know Rise Up is with you. I'm connected to people from Community Not Cages. I can reach out to them and see if they have people in the area that will be willing to stand with you. And I'm also with Diana and them for the mini, so you know how they feel about us. So maybe we could get a few of them people too to just come and stand with us. You know,
let's
try to make this happen.
Yeah, it's really important, and I really want people to understand that the main point of this whole thing is that I understand kids are going to be kids. 15 years old, especially females, is very tumultuous, very hormonal, very emotional at all times. That's consistent. Anybody with children that actually raise them know that. But it doesn't mean that you encourage your children, drive your children to go assault adults. That doesn't mean that you have the right to groom your child into racially targeting someone that's not involved. I've never dated anybody in that family. I never introduced to anybody in that family. I've never hung out with them. I've never broke bread with them. I never borrowed money, never gave them, I've never interacted with these people until they started coming to my house and assaulting me. That's the most disturbing part, is that there's people out there that feel their delusions are so right that they think that they have the ability and the privilege to get up and just go put their hands on and do whatever they want, say whatever they want about other people. This mother, Lexi, walks around and claims that I'm such a terrible person, but she could never answer the question of what I directly done to her. Nothing.
You know what's even more disturbing is that in the time that your daughter and her daughter dated, they never took the time to come and knock on your door and introduce themselves to find out who their child was dating and where their child was hanging out at, who their child was spending time with. They never cared enough to do that. But as soon as your child and their child break up, now they could come to your door to bring chaos, confusion, harm, and hurt.
Yes.
That's what's sad.
Yes.
That's
mental illness.
Because you're saying you never met these people and your kids dated and you knew the daughter and you comforted the daughter, but the parents never came and said nothing to you. Who are you? Why my kid here? Da, 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 da. But as soon as
Yep.
it's a reason to be ignorant,
Mm-hmm.
they show up.
Yeah. For someone they don't even know, they have no idea who I am, who I know, what I'm about. They know nothing about me. And that is the craziest part of it. Even when my daughter was hanging out over there, I would bring my daughter, when everybody was still good, I'd bring my daughter over there. I'd be in the driveway waiting for my daughter to come out. She never came out, introduced herself. The father never came out, never waved at me, never looked at me. Nobody has done anything to me. And for that father to put his closed fist on the back of my head, and this ninja has never, ever, ever, as a real man, stood up and looked me in the face and said, hey, how you doing? Never, not once, not at one time. But he's going to come to me before he strikes me and says, I'm sick of your shit. What shit, Ricky? You've never met me. I've never spoken to you. I don't even know who you are. If I see you in the crowd, I can't acknowledge you because I don't even know who you are. Never been to your house, never assaulted you, never spoken a word against you, defended you when your daughter came to me and said your mother was home beating on you. But yet you want to raise a closed fist to the back of my head and you don't even know who the hell I am? I could have been straight crazy and I could have blew his head off. Like, you don't know how people are out here. So why do you stand up and think you have the privilege and the ability to go up against somebody when you got no idea who the hell or where somebody is at that moment? But you want to jump out your car and the first thing you do is put your closed fist on the back of my head? Okay.
Well, we're gonna close with that. Wow.
When do you want to get together? Just email us.
Yeah, just email us. Yeah, that
Okay.
works.
Yeah.
And again, we're sorry that you're going through this, and we're glad we've got this platform for the truth to be told, coming straight from you, straight from the heart, straight from the streets.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Marissa, it's been a pleasure. I swear. I'm sorry
I
you
love you
can feel
too.
this
Thank
too.
you so much. You always give me space, and I just love you too for that. I appreciate y'all too, and y'all two just look so good. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, once again, you got Yolanda and Katrina coming straight from
the
the
street.
streets.